And it's happening right here on the shores of McCovey Cove. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining our broadcast. Mike Kruko and John Miller up in the booth. I'm Raj Mathai down here in the Giants dugout. I'll be reporting here throughout the game. Bruce Bochy in this dugout just a short while ago giving us his pregame notes. Benji Molina will once again not be in the starting lineup tonight. However, Pablo Sandoval will be. Sandoval has missed the last few games with a calf injury and flu-like symptoms, but good news for the Giants and Tim Lincecum tonight. Sandoval is in. The pitching matchup tonight should be filthy, and that's a good thing. Colorado's Ubaldo Jimenez against Lincecum. Just 5 days ago in their last starts in Denver, the two went at it. Jimenez got the upper hand, but Lincecum still wasn't too bad at all. However, the numbers for Tim Lincecum after the All-Star break have been pretty remarkable. Not quite Lincecum style. Before the All-Star break, he was 10-2 with a 2.33 ERA, and of course was the starting pitcher for the All-Star game in St. Louis. After the All-Star break, though, it's been 8 starts. Lincecum just 2-2 with a 2.65 ERA. Tim Lincecum has not won a game for the Giants since August 1st. He hopes to change his fortunes tonight. And the Giants are throwing out their best 3 pitchers in this series. Lincecum tonight, Barry Zito tomorrow night, and Matt Cain on Sunday. When we return, we're going to check in with the Rockies dugout. Check in with Troy Tulowitzki. There will be a chunk of the fans here tonight that will be rooting for number 2. We'll check in with the Sunnyvale product coming up next. Failing Colorado by 3 games in this wild card race. And who would have thunk at the beginning of the season, if you were to say the Giants and Rockies would be fighting for the wild card spot going into September, not many people would have believed you. The Rockies started out very slow, but they have been one of the best teams in all of baseball in the last couple of months. A big reason for the Rockies' turnaround has been number 2, their big shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. Grew up in the South Bay, was a big star at Fremont High School in Sunnyvale. We checked in with Troy just a short while ago about the Rockies' turnaround at what makes this team so special.
I think we never quit. I think anybody who's been watching as of late has seen all the late inning games that we've came back and won. We got off to a bad start, but then we figured it out a little bit, and we got a good team here. We believe that since the beginning.
You included. Bad start with the whole team. All of a sudden you turn things around. Was it that much of a flip of a switch? Clint Hurdle's gone. You bring in Jim Tracy. It seemed everyone seemed a lot more mellow around here.
The game's not easy. It's not a flip of a switch like that. You can't just turn it off and turn it on. It's a long season. Just because you get off to a slow start doesn't mean you can't overcome that. 162 games, you can turn around your season real quick.
Okay, baseball star and basketball star at Fremont High School in Sunnyvale. All the young kids coming up in the Bay Area, any advice to them?
I think the best piece of advice I can get is follow your dream. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do what you want to do. This was my dream all along. I believed in it. I believed that I was going to, play at this park someday, and just goes to show. And just always work hard. Work hard. Believe in whatever you believe in, and do it with passion.
All right, good luck the rest of the season. And really quick, Troy Tulowitzki and the other famous alum from Fremont High School in Sunnyvale?
Terry Hatcher, I believe.
Whoever makes that hit tonight, they will have the advantage, and that's your round table key ingredients.
Throw goes down to second base, and here's the lineup that Lincecum will be facing. Brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Chris Young leads off in center field. It'll be Seth Smith in left field, the man who beat Lincecum with a home run last Sunday. Todd Helton at first base, who has done real well against Lincecum. Troy Tulowitzki at short, Brad Hopp in right, Ionetta the catcher, Stewart at third base, Barmas at second, Jimenez the pitcher, bats ninth.
All right, our Giants defense is brought to you by your California Ford dealers. It'll be Velez, Rowand, and Wynn. That's your outfield. Renteria Sandoval on the left side with Uribe Ishikawa on the right side of the infield. Eli Whiteside again, another start as Benji Molina's quad is still too sore to catch. And on the hill tonight, Tim Lincecum.
And we had written Chris Young there, but the name is Eric Young, the son of the former Rocky, Eric Young, who now works for ESPN, and EY Jr. He's had 3 career hits. He just was brought up. The Reds have beaten the Dodgers. Homer Bailey, the Dodgers with a scare in the ninth against the bullpen, but Homer Bailey pitched 8 shutout innings, and perhaps his best start as a big leaguer. And so the Dodgers, the first place team in the West, have lost.
4-2 final. That game ended with the Dodgers having loaded the bases with Manny Ramirez in the batter's box, and he struck out to end the game.
Speaking of which, a strikeout here to start the game. Eric Young Jr. down on strikes.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Tim Lincecum. 27th start, 12-4 in the year, 2.43 ERA, 214 strikeouts against 51 walks in 185 innings. Remarkable numbers. Second full year in the big leagues. And what you're going to see from him is a fastball that'll go 93, 97, depending on the grip and the situation. He'll also give you a 12-6 curveball, a split finger he'll use as a change, and a slider.
Seth Smith, who hit the home run against Lincecum last Sunday. In that instance, he was a pinch hitter. So Smith in the starting lineup. And he's had 3 hits and 7 career at bats, including 2 home runs against Lincecum. That high curveball called a strike by Marty Foster. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Boy, Seth Smith very quickly rubberneck back to Marty Foster on the high breaking ball. I haven't seen many of those high curveballs called strikes all year by anybody.
And he waves at that curve in the dirt.
Now this is you can't bite on this. If you're a pitcher, you can't think that it's going to be automatic. If you throw it up there, he's going to look like that again. He won't look like that again the rest of his career.
In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Seth Smith missed that curveball by about 2 feet, and that is amazing.
So curveball was working. Lincecum stayed with it. Now he tries again, and a fastball. Smith hits it high and foul off the left field line. Seth Smith, one of the young Rockies, hitting .298 and 242 at bats, 11 home runs, 36 batted in. Rockies, though, have continued to hit much better at home than on the road this year. And there is strike 3. Sharp breaking ball, and Lincecum has 2 strikeouts to start the game.
Just a good, quick little 12-6. And the big thing about his pitch is that it's a hard snap straight down, but it's so late. And the fact that it's so late and it's so quick, and it's a swing through pitch. He's got 4 swing through pitches: fastball, curveball, the split, the chain, or the slider, all swing and miss pitches.
Now the veteran Todd Helton, he takes ball 1. Helton hitting .319, 12 homers, 69 runs batted in, hitting better than that against the Giants this year. And that is ball 2. And he's hitting extremely well against Lincecum, or has in the past. 8 hits, 15 at bats, including a home run. You see how the Giants are lined up defensively. And that is a strike on the outside. 2 down, nobody on. Helton, the 3rd place hitter and the 3rd consecutive hitter to bat left-handed against Lincecum. Just off the inside. 3-1.
Set up in the outside corner. This thing goes across the inside corner. Now, was it across the plate? That could have been, but.
There is Uribe at second. Plenty of time, and the inning is over. Strong beginning for Lincecum. Now the Giants are coming up against Jimenez. just a strike. No score in the ball game as the Giants come to bat here in the last half of the first inning. The Giants batting order: Eugenio Velez, left field; Edgar Renteria at short; Randy Wynn in right; Pablo Sandoval back in the lineup, hitting .376 at home. Travis Ishikawa, first base; Uribe at second; Rowand at center; Whiteside, the catcher, with Molina still out; and Lincecum is the pitcher, batting ninth.
Defensively for the Rockies, they'll set it up with Smith, Young, and Hopp. That's your outfield. Tulowitzki and Stewart on the left side of the infield. Barmes and Helton on the right side. Iannetta will do the catching. And on the hill tonight, Ubaldo Jimenez, a 6'4", 200-pounder, 25 years old, in his second year at the big league level, and he's got some electricity in his arm.
And strike two. Jimenez, 12 wins, 9 losses, a 3.36 ERA, real tough to hit. Has very similar numbers to Lincecum in that regard. Not as prolific in terms of getting strikeouts. Back through the middle, base hit. So a 2-strike hit there for Velez.
That's important. Set the tone. That leadoff hitter. It means so much to an offense. Let's take a look at the numbers for Ubaldo Jimenez. Now, if you like stuff, this is the game to see. Tim Lincecum and Ubaldo Jimenez, arguably the best stuff in this division, certainly, maybe all of the league. 27th start for Jimenez, 12-9 on the year, 154 strikeouts against 66 walks. He'll go a mid to high 90s fastball, hard slider, hard curveball, good changeup, and again, 4 pitches he can strike you out with. And perhaps a little more sink on the fastball. He may get more ground balls than Lincecum.
And we just saw a 98-mile-an-hour sinker right there for ball 1 to Renteria. Edgar hitting .261, 3 homers, 42 batted in. Jimenez 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he throws extraordinarily hard. There goes Velez, and he's got it. Got the right pitch on which to try to steal an off-speed pitch.
Jimenez taking a long time to get rid of the ball. And Velez steals this base easily. Table setters mean so much in a big game.
So now Renteria's job is to move him up. Whether he brings him in, which is ideal, or just gets him over to third, one way or the other, that's what's got to happen. And that hard sinker runs down and in. It's 3-0. Randy Wynn is on deck. Renteria, only 1 hit lifetime against Jimenez in 8 at bats. That 1 hit, though, was a home run. And he gets a 4-pitch walk. So 2 men on with nobody out, and Randy Wynn is the hitter. By the way, you may be looking for the radar gun reading that we normally have for each pitch, but we're having a technical difficulty with that right now. But when we see it on the in-house radar gun, we'll pass it along to you. Here's Randy Wynn. Randy hurting for a hit since the Giants got home from Denver. He's had only 2 hits in 12 at bats. Win 5 for 20 lifetime against Jimenez. There's Bruce Bochy. Giants, as the evening begins, are 3 games back of Colorado in the National League Wild Card division. 2 men on, nobody out. Wynn shows bunt, and that is nicely placed. And he is just out at first by a step on the barehanded pickup and throw by Stewart. Velez to third, Renteria to second.
Excellent technique. Not bunting for a base hit. He squared early. It's a sacrifice situation. And despite that, in the jump that that Ian Stewart at third base got, Randy Wynn still made it close. Ian Stewart had to come over with a nice play. A perfect throw to get Wynn.
So now runners at second and third. They're going to walk Sandoval intentionally with Ishikawa coming up. But Sandoval obviously has swung a hot bat all year for the Giants, and even hotter still here at home. But Ishikawa is an entirely different hitter in this ballpark, as we've seen again this week during the series with Arizona, than he's been on the road. On the road, he can hardly buy a hit. At home, he hits home runs. He is a threat.
And if you ask him about it, he'll say, you know, I just see the ball better here. I'm just more confident, more relaxed. Now, the one thing about Pablo Sandoval, he's been told to run at 50% tonight. The other night, it was Ishikawa against John Roush. A big 3-run home run. Enabled the Giants to win. It was the big blow in the game.
Ishikawa at home this year is hitting .350. And in 137 at bats, he's got 7 homers, 25 RBIs. Even last night, where the Giants offense was completely shut down, Ishikawa had a double and a couple of hard hit fly ball outs. Infield double play down. And he pops up the first pitch. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and the infield fly rule is called, so he's already out. And Tulowitzki makes the catch anyway. So 2 men are gone.
Well, I have no problem with him being aggressive on the first pitch against a guy like Jimenez, as we mentioned, has 4 pitches he can strike out with. The longer that at bat goes, I think he's one of those rare pitchers where the at bat starts to favor him. Most pitchers, the longer the at bat goes, it'll favor the hitter. But you have electricity out there in the arm of Jimenez. You don't mind a hitter going up there gambling on a first pitch.
So now Uribe. The Giants need the clutch 2-out hit now if they're going to come out of this with something. Bases loaded, 2 down. And a fastball in there for a called strike. Uribe had only 2 hits against Arizona in the 3-game series, but both of those hits were home runs.
It's the money hit we're talking about right here. This is the situation.
A little bit low. Coming after him with the hard stuff.
Last night, that was a strike with Mike Winters behind the plate. Tonight, Marty Foster, completely different strike zone. He likes that high pitch. He'll give you more belt strikes than he will knees.
Bases loaded, 2 down. And this hard slider, a check swing. Good work there by Uribe, and on appeal, Wally Bell, the first base umpire, and the crew chief for this group of umpires, rules in favor of Uribe. 2-1 the count. The base runners, Velez, Renteria, and Sandoval over at first. And as you mentioned, Sandoval under instructions to only run maybe 50-60% tops. Hit very softly. And there's Tulowitzki, and that is the inning. On to the second. The Giants leave them loaded. Still 0-0.
Well, this week at the ballpark has been Ethnic Heritage Week, and tomorrow, August 29th, is African American Heritage Night featuring a Willie Mays jersey tee. And you want tickets, you got to call 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events. You need a $20 special event ticket to get that t-shirt.
Troy Tulowitzki takes ball one from Tim Lincecum. We start the second inning. Very disappointing first inning for the Giants. Had 2 on, nobody out. The big hitters coming up. Tulowitzki, 23 homers, 70 runs batted in. His hot streak after a slow start early in the year coincided with the Rockies' hot streak. And a pop-up foul, and that will go back out of play. 2 balls and a strike to Tulowitzki with Brad Hawpe and Chris Iannetta to follow. Big play in that Giants first inning, the bunt by Randy Winn. It's very unusual to see Bruce Bochy bunt with anybody in the first inning, much less his third place hitter. In effect, taking the bat out of his best hitter's hands. And I'm wondering if Bochy just liked the odds of Ishikawa, so he called for the bunt, or if Randy Winn just thought, I got to get these guys up, and just bunted on his own.
I would be surprised if Randy Winn bunted on his own. But still, I mean, it's a very conservative play to bunt in the first inning with your third place hitter. And lose Sandoval, and now all of a sudden you put it in the lap of Ishikawa. And granted, he has been hitting well in this ballpark, but it's a lot of pressure on a young hitter.
Bochy does not like the bunt. He does not like to give away outs, which is the only reason I even bring it up. And I think you'd be hard pressed to find a first inning all year where the Giants have bunted with nobody out in the first inning right after the game has started.
Yeah, I think it's respect too for Ubaldo Jimenez. He's got such great stuff that you try and scratch and claw for a couple.
3-2 the count to Tulowitzki, and he pulls a foul past third and down the left field line. And as tough as Jimenez is, one of the best in the league, one of the toughest to hit in the league, all the more reason to ensure that Sandoval gets his swings if possible. Not to mention, you're giving away an out with a guy who hasn't gotten an out yet. 3-2. And the breaking ball misses, and it's a walk for Tulowitzki. Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Big crowd, some still coming in. And we see empty seats down the left field line, even in the lower deck. So if you're somewhere nearby, maybe you want to take advantage of the spectacular weather and come over and join us. No score in the game. Second inning. Here's Hawpe and a curveball in there for a called strike.
A lot of curveballs. We've seen Lincecum do that last couple starts where he'll use the curveball pretty much the first time through the lineup, and he start to introduce the split finger fastball, his changeup, if you would. He introduces that the second, third times through. Definitely has a plan.
And the curve is too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brad Hawpe hitting 300, 18 homers, 75 batted in. Rockies have done well on the road this year. This is probably been their best year as a road team in their history. They've won 36 and lost 30 on the road. But not necessarily because they hit extremely well on the road. This is more of a pitching and defense story, I guess. The high fastball taken, and it's 2-1. The Rockies are hitting .285 at Coors Field, averaging 5.8 runs a game. But on the road, they're hitting .238 versus .285 at home. But they are averaging 4.8 runs on the road, and they've hit more home runs on the road than they've hit at home.
They can hit.
The fastball on the outside to get that high strike, and it's 2-2.
Interesting to watch Lincecum. If you think back the last couple of starts, he's had problems with his command. In fact, his last outing, he went right to the stretch position in the 4th inning, stayed there the rest of the game. He had a problem with the control of his fastball. Just mechanics that feel a little bit off balance, affected his command.
Well, that's a full count.
And you saw him throw a 3-2 curveball to Tulowitzki to open this inning up and miss ball 4. I think right now he feels he has better command with the breaking ball than he does the fastball.
We'll keep an eye on Tulowitzki, the runner at first. He's got some speed. 3-2 the count. Iannetta, a right-handed hitter, on deck. Tulowitzki runs. Changeup, strike 3 call to throw to second, and a double play. Renteria with the tag to double up Tulowitzki.
Strike him out, throw him out. A 3-2 changeup, and I mean an absolutely perfect pitch. And we're going to make this play our Dr. Beer's sharp eye of the game. Called strike 3 right down the throat, and Eli Whiteside rifles a seed right down to Renteria, and Tulowitzki is cabbage. To sharpen your vision, check out Dr. Beers at LASIK2020.com.
Well, last night, a call at second base went against the Giants that eventually cost them a run, which replays seem to indicate the runner should have been called out. A very close play, and you saw Tulowitzki was not as convinced as was Fairchild. And that's at the knees for a called strike to Iannetta.
But you saw 2 times in this inning, 3-2 counts. One, he went to a 3-2 curveball. This last one to Brad Hopp, a 3-2 split.
And the curve is high and tight.
Just a couple of indications, I think, that let you know that he's got more confidence in his secondary pitches than he does the fastball. And that's pretty much what we saw in his last couple of outings, where the fastball gave him problems.
1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Iannetta. 2 down, nobody on. And that is a fastball for a called strike, too. Now, Iannetta is another Rocky. There are several Rockies that are in this group, but he has done real well against Lincecum. He's had 6 hits in 10 career at bats against him with a home run. He's also walked 7 times against him. Curveball, and Iannetta takes it in the dirt. 2-2.
I think Iannetta's numbers are amazing. I don't know anybody else in the league. We talked about how Helton has hit Lincecum so well, but for a guy to face Lincecum 17 times and to get on base 13 of those 17 times, that's bizarre. It just tells you that he sees Lincecum very well.
2-2 the count. And the slider in the dirt, and the count is full now. It's the 3rd full count in the inning to 3 hitters. Lincecum has thrown 18 pitches so far here in the 2nd inning. Ian Stewart, a left-handed hitter with power, is on deck. No score in the game. And it's too low. Second walk of the inning allowed by Lincecum. And here comes Ian Stewart, a left-handed hitter with power. Rockies have a lot of hitters with power up and down the lineup. Stewart has 19 homers, 59 batted in, but only a .222 batting average. He's only 2 for 15 in his career against Lincecum.
It's 7 guys with double-digit figures in home runs.
Ball 1.
Again, behind the count with that fastball.
Stewart had a tough time of it against the Dodgers, who took 2 out of 3 from the Rockies this week in Denver. A ball and a strike. Jim Tracy. And soon after he took the helm, the Rockies' fortunes changed. They lost 4 out of their first 6 games under Tracy and were 20-32 at that point. Fastball back to the screen. So now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tracy. But since they were 20-32 and 15.5 games back of the Dodgers in the West, the Rockies have gone 52-24. 54-28 overall under Tracy. Remember, they lost 4 out of their first 6. Then they won 11 in a row, and that's where their whole season changed. 1-2. Changeup, and the inning is over. Strikeout number 4 for Tim Lincecum. Aaron Rowan coming up.
Went to high school about 20 miles south of Seattle, Liberty High School in Renton, Washington. Went to high school with Vicki Noon, who's an actress. She plays the Green Witch in Wicked, which is playing here at the Orpheum Theater in San Francisco. Noon and Lincecum grew up together. They hung out together, actually, this week here at the ballpark. She plays Elphaba, the Green Witch of Wicked. Guys, back up to you.
Now, obviously, you're not a Wicked aficionado. It's Elphaba. Come on.
Elphaba.
I got to get out there. I'm sorry.
You do have to go see it. It's fantastic, and she's wonderful. She's so talented. That was one of the highlights of the summer, going to see that. That was something else.
Aaron Rowan against Jimenez. Ooh, look out. That got him, and I think it got him up around the shoulder and did not beat him. But it did not miss by much.
That was right up around the face. Not sure where it got him. I know one thing, he can hit him in the jaw.
Wow. Did that hit the helmet?
Hit him in the shoulder.
There it is, right in the shoulder.
But if it hit him in the jaw, he could take a punch. I know this guy is amazing. But he could. That body of his is built for punishment. So just like that, Ubaldo Jimenez is right back in the stretch.
Here's Eli Whiteside. Jimenez walked 2 in the first inning, 1 intentionally, and Rowan is back to the bag. It's Helton on the bag with him. Eli Whiteside has been the starting catcher all week here at home. Benjamin Molina not able to play in these big pennant race games. Whiteside hitting .229 in the big leagues in 83 at bats. The fastball is too low. 1 ball and no strikes.
If you watch Jimenez, when he comes set, you have to come to a full stop. And it's real close to him coming together with his hands and not stopping. And if that's the case, I mean, you could almost call a balk on him every time. Brings his hands set high, and he just kind of, that's a definitive stop right there. It's the first time he's done that. But he normally just brings his hands up and then he slides right into his motion. We watched him do this continuously in Colorado. There you see, not a definitive stop. He just kind of comes together and slides him down and goes.
Well, I mean, that was very clear. There was no stop. He's bringing the hands down, and all of a sudden he kicks and throws. Supposed to be a stop for 1 beat. The count of 1. Base hit to right field. Rowan will stop at second. Hop up with it. He's got a very strong arm. And for the second inning in a row, the Giants had 2 men out and nobody out. And now we would not be surprised at all to see a bunt in this scenario, unlike in the first inning where Wynn bunted. Tim Lincecum hitting .164, leads the club with 11 sacrifice bunts. Rowan at second, Whiteside at first. The Rockies pulled in at the corners. Helton very shallow at first. He wants to bunt that ball to the third base side, but that one back to the screen.
Well, if Ubaldo Jimenez runs that fastball across the letters at 98 miles per hour, that is the hardest pitch to bunt. I mean, right now, it's a very difficult task to turn that high velocity fastball, especially if it's elevated up around the belt above. It's just a tough one to get down, easy to pop up.
Jimenez makes the play to third in time. Back to first. Not in time there. Well, he had the right idea, but you want to make that third baseman come in and field the ball. And Jimenez, in addition to being a guy with great stuff, is an outstanding athlete. He bounced off the mound well.
Just bunted too firmly back to the middle of the dive. A pretty easy play for Jimenez. Good thing that Lincecum can run a little bit. They'd have had a double play there.
So Whiteside over to second. Lincecum unable to get the bunt down and move the runners up, and here is Velez. Now in the first inning, after the Rockies walked Pablo Sandoval to load the bases with only 1 out, the crowd got very, very quiet. And it's very, very quiet right now. And that is called strike.
I mean, it's really important in a game like this to get the crowd in the game early. And the crowd had such great anticipation in the bottom of the first inning, they kind of got stomach punched. It's going to take a big hit right here and get a run on the board to light this place up and get them back into the game.
And a pop foul. Stewart down the left field line, but that one is back out of play. The shortstop Tulowitzki, the left fielder Smith all gave chase, in addition to Stewart. The fans got a souvenir. 0-2 the count to Velez, who hit a single to center field his first time on an 0-2 pitch. Whiteside, the runner at second. He's not very fast. Lincecum over at first. The curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Iannetta. 1-2. Well, the Florida Marlins have lost at home to the San Diego Padres.
How about the wacky Padres right now, huh?
Padres took 2 in a row to start their road trip in Atlanta. The Braves just behind the Giants in the wild card race. Now the Braves and Marlins tied back of the Giants by a game and a half. And now they beat Florida. Change up. Iannetta just got him. The runners advance. Now a 2 down.
Boy, there really was an opening at home plate. Had you have had a little more speed with a runner at third, and Eli Whiteside runs at average at best. But if you'd have had a Fred Lewis or Eugenio Velez at third base, the Rockies vacated home plate with Iannetta coming out behind home plate to make the play, and there was nobody at home. Now watch the catcher come vacating behind home plate. Now nobody is coming home, and if there was a faster runner at third base, he could have just kept right on running, and you could see Helton saying, hey, cover home. He saw the opportunity there, but just not enough speed with Whiteside to take advantage of it.
Only belatedly did Stewart start to come down the line from third, and Jimenez was just a complete spectator on that one. Here is Renteria. 0-1.
Take a look at our Comcast on-demand replay. And Sunday against the Rockies, it was Edgar Renteria hit a 2-run homer the opposite way off Jimenez. That was in the second inning. And that was the Giants offense. That the Giants would go down and lose that ball game 4-2, but that was one swing of the bat. Get the best HD experience only from Comcast. Comcast gives you the most HD.
Slider off the outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Reds beat the Dodgers 4-2. Giants 7 games back of LA at the start of the night. The Rockies 4 games out in the West. Base hit made a couple of runs. Whiteside at third, Lincecum at second. And he lays off that high fastball this time. 2-1 the count. Renteria has 42 RBIs for the season. That home run on Sunday against Jimenez, the exception. He had gone, what was it, 342 at bats without a home run until he hit that one on Sunday. Giants would settle for just a base hit to the outfield here. He's hitting 321 in this scenario for the year. Change up. Strike 2.
So many weapons. 4 good pitches to strike out, and can always keep you honest with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Here a change up, and you talk about a guy getting statued. Easy to do. That particular instance, Edgar Renteria was looking fastball.
Edgar walked his first time tonight, hitting .295 during the month of August. And the big breaking ball off the outside, ball 3. Randy Wynn on deck.
That's what we've seen here the last month from Edgar Renteria. I mean, he's been working counts. One of the guys in the lineups that will get some pitches out of a pitcher's arm.
Whiteside at third, Lincecum at second, both ready to run at the crack of the bat with 2 down. And the slider puts him away. And another great opportunity for the Giants. They come up empty.
Looking up King Street on an absolutely breathtaking night.
Tim Lincecum, who is currently the biggest star here at 24 Willie Mays Plaza, wearing the black and orange of the Giants. And he will face Clint Barmas to lead it off here for Colorado. And then Jimenez, the pitcher, and leadoff man Eric Young. And he got that low strike that time to Barmas. Barmas is hitting 8th in the order, and he's got 21 home runs this year.
It's a good lineup. He got 21 home runs in the 8th spot.
That's right, back to Lincecum. He got that high curveball, and Barmas took a whack at it, 1 away.
Tell you one thing, if you're a first baseman on a night when Tim Lincecum is on the mound, if there's a comebacker to Lincecum, you better get ready, because he is going to throw you a flame.
So with 1 out, here is Ubaldo Jimenez. And he's hitting .234 for the year. Fastball, a strike call to the outside. Jimenez is an excellent athlete, as we said earlier. 11 hits, 47 at bats, 2 runs batted in. Playing him toward the line was Ishikawa. That ball was hit sharply, but an unassisted put out, 2 down. Here's our Comcast Sportsnet Central Major League news and notes. Homer Bailey beat L.A. 8 shutout innings. The Reds eventually won it 4-2 final. Ryan Howard's hit 2 home runs against the Atlanta Braves this evening. He's got 37 for the year now. 4-1 Philly leading Atlanta, top of the 8th inning. Robinson Cano and Albert Pujols both hit game-ending home runs. Go deep with Bay Area sports news every night on Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Eric Young Jr. pops it up, and that one's gone.
I think that is home run number 41 for Pujols.
Pujols leads in home runs. Pujols with 41. Mark Reynolds of Arizona, 39. And 37 now for Ryan Howard. Over Lincecum, and he almost got his pitching hand on that ball.
That's the first hit of the game for the Rockies. We're looking at that Arizona-Houston score, and Arizona is leading the Astros 10-4 in the 4th inning, so maybe Mark Reynolds has hit another one. Just hit it back up the middle with a short stroke. Eric Young just over the outstretched hand.
It is there is a home run for the D-backs in that game, but it's by Alex Romero. Did you see that one coming?
No.
That his total for the year now?
How many?
1.
I did not see it coming.
They scored 7 runs in the 3rd inning of that game against the Astros. They were trailing 4-3 and scored 7.
Steal situation here for Eric Young.
Now, his dad was an excellent base stealer. And Junior has 303 steals in 568 career minor league games. So he's got some of that EY speed as well. He has attempted 2 steals in the big leagues and was thrown out both times. He started and then stopped. The ball misses to Seth Smith, 2-0. Eric Young had played 119 games in the minor leagues this year and scored 118 runs. He led all of minor league baseball in runs scored. And he went, says the plate umpire, Marty Foster. 2-1 on that high fastball.
Well, did he go? I don't know about that one. Giants catch a break.
I think if he'd actually made contact with that ball, it might have only gone to the wall in right field. I don't think it would have gone over the wall.
That's right.
2-1 the count. There goes Young. Right to third. Sandoval. And that's the inning. Win, Sandoval, Ishikawa coming up with the Giants. Here come the Giants into the last of the 3rd. No score in the game, although the Giants have had great opportunities in each of the first 2 innings. They've gotten the first 2 hitters of each inning on base. 2 men on, nobody out in each inning, but have not scored. Randy Wynn takes a called strike on the outside. Wynn laid down a bunt his first time. He's had a .250 lifetime average against Jimenez. And the curveball in, strike 2.
2 nasty pitches to get that 0-2 bang bang advantage.
Change up. Jimenez pounces off the mound to get it. And there is one away. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, John. You were referring to a couple innings ago, the Rockies are much better on the road this season. However, historically here at AT&T Park against the Giants, not so good. 32-51 at AT&T Park. Compare that, it's a mile-high difference in Denver against the Giants. They are 70-51. Look at the run difference there. 6.4 runs per game in Denver, but here about 3.5. So everything decreases when they come here. And guys, it is an advantage for the Giants. I'm still trying to get over Alphaba, guys, here in the dugout.
Big swing and a foul back to the screen by Pablo Sandoval.
99-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was right on it.
Sandoval hitting .331 for the year. 19 homers, 73 batted in. He's also had 37 doubles. He's second in the league in batting average. Curveball right back to Jimenez. So a couple of balls handled by Jimenez here, and 2 men are gone. Say fans, 76 hits it out of the park with the 76 Win Gas for Life sweepstakes. Fill up with 10 gallons or more and receive a Win Gas for Life game card. Here is Travis Ishikawa. He hit the first pitch he saw and popped it up to short with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first. And that big curveball almost hit him. Ishikawa trying to make something happen here with 2 down and nobody on. Getting 2 on with nobody out has not worked so far.
Well, how about a 2-out rally then? When you least expect it. And 2-out thunder, you want to really put a crushing blow on your opponent. That's the way to do it.
And it is a night, as you see that movement on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball in there for a strike. Tonight is a night where the ball is going to travel. It's a hitter's night.
Not much wind. Here's a 2-0 changeup. Get another high strike. Marty Foster likes that belt high location. The flag's out in right center. They're blowing straight down. There's no wind. And when there's no wind, that means this ballpark plays small.
Three and 2, 94 miles an hour with that movement.
Big movement running away from the left-handed hitter.
So there's no wind at all at the ballpark at the moment. On a warm night in San Francisco. Temperatures are in the 80s today. 2 down, nobody on. 3 and 2. Change up, and that's the inning. On to the 4th inning. Helton and Tulowitzki coming up.
Here, if you're one of the first 20,000 fans, you're going to get a Coca-Cola Ronald McDonald House Giants gym bag. It is fantastic. Get here early. You want your tickets, you got to call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS or go to sfgiants.com.
Lincecum against Helton, a longtime nemesis of his. Strike, a beauty. Fastball at the knees on the outside. Helton grounded out to second his first time. 8 hits, 16 lifetime at bats for Helton against Lincecum. Tries a curve, hangs it very high. Another curveball. Well, he believes in that pitch tonight. He hung one way out of the zone and came right back with it.
Well, I like it when a guy throws 2 curveballs in a row because you will make the adjustment. Here, he just backs off it a little bit, takes a little velocity off it, drops it right in the strike zone. Sometimes you can throw a curveball too hard, you don't give it time to break.
Curveball, and that is a base hit. So Todd Helton continues to get his hits with great frequency against Lincecum. Second hit of the night for the Rockies, and the cleanup man Tulowitzki coming up.
Came back with another curveball. This is not a hanger, just caught a little bit too much strike zone. But for a good hitter, you throw 2 pitches of the same to a good hitter, and they usually are going to get a pretty good timing to a well-timed swing to that pitch, and he did. Nice 2-strike approach from Helton.
Tulowitzki walked his first time, and that curve in there for a strike.
Well, a lot of hooks tonight.
Lincecum has not won a game. The Giants have won games he has started, but Lincecum himself has not gotten credit for a victory since the first of the month. Now the curveball in there for a strike. Back on August 1st, he beat the Phillies with 8 shutout innings right here in San Francisco, and no wins for him in 4 starts since. Matt Cain had not had any wins at all to his record. Lincecum's ERA in the month is excellent. Into the hole, it's short. Renteria, they get the lead runner back to first, not in time. Big chops, and Renteria backed up to get the shore hop to make sure of 1 out. Still made it close.
Tulowitzki has pretty good speed, and the point you make, John, about backing up, once Renteria had to give on the play to get a good hop, that really was the step that enabled Tulowitzki to beat it out the back end.
But is that a veteran play, though? I mean, he would love to have gotten the double play, but if he tried to force the matter, he might have gotten handcuffed and not gotten anybody out.
Got to get 1 out there.
Brad Hawpe, powerful left-handed hitter, struck out into a double play back in the 2nd inning. 1 out, Tulowitzki at first. And another curveball. That's a strike. Fell behind in the count, and that's when he worked the curveball.
No, I'm convinced he's got a better feel of that curveball. When he needs to throw a strike with it, he'll come with it rather than fastball. The thing about Lincecum, he does not lack for confidence in any pitch that he has, though.
2-1. By the way, this game with Lincecum working with Eli Whiteside, it may look a little bit unusual because for each of Lincecum's last 44 starts, the catcher has been Benji Molina. There goes Tulowitzki. The strike, the throw. He's out! The tag by Renteria. And that is the 2nd time that Whiteside has cut down Tulowitzki.
We're going to make it our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play of the game. And why not? It had to be perfect. And the ball goes up away from the bag on the second base side. And a nice play from Renteria to just get his glove down low and let it just drop into the runner. And Tulowitzki knew it right away. He hopped right up, and that's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play.
Curveball down the right field line. Hop's going to get extra bases. Wynn will have to go into the number 2 archways. It took a crazy hop. Well done by Randy, or that might have been a triple.
Yeah, but how important is that play now by Eli Whiteside to throw out the runner? Measured out a breaking ball, had a little height to it in the strike zone, allowed Hop to get underneath it And this thing kind of hopped and went right back into the fence. And you're right, there's the play you're talking about. Randy Wynn had to make the adjustment on the fly, get the ball, and he did. Denied him for another 90 feet.
And that curveball is a soaring fly ball to Randy Wynn. And just like that, Iannetta retired. Another Linscomb nemesis. No score. Last of the fourth coming up.
Post-game live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, Authentic Bay Area Sports.
And the shot from McCovey Point across McCovey Cove at the ballpark from outside. A jewel on the skyline here in San Francisco. Ubaldo Jimenez. And a big rip there by Uribe. Now let's see. This is going to be caught. No! Uribe heads for second. He is safe. Some misadventures for the Rockies as Iannetta thought it was going to be a foul ball. And apparently, although the flags are hanging limply, there must be some wind up there somewhere.
Well, it's going to go in the books as a double for Juan Uribe. And you got to tip your cap for Uribe for anticipating that this might happen. He was hustling on the play. And what a break for the Giants. Just a little bit too much drift, and Jimenez anticipating that there's going to be somebody but him there to catch the ball, backed off at the last minute, and the Giants get a break.
Aaron Rowan, ball one. He was hit by a pitch. That pitch was headed right toward his chin before he spun a little bit, and his shoulder got in the way of it. So a huge break for the Giants. What was Ian Stewart doing, the third baseman? He was standing around like he was in a coma.
He was running down the third baseline yelling Ubaldo. Didn't work.
By the time the ball fell, he was standing almost right alongside Jimenez.
And the guy who had the toughest chance to catch that was the catcher, Iannetta. It really is the pitcher's ball.
And that's too low. So if you've been pitching, you pitch in the big leagues 14 years, you're saying, I got it?
Well, if you're a pitcher, you need to direct traffic. Jimenez has got to be yelling at guys to take over. Or indeed take over himself. But the pitcher, if you're not going to be involved in the play, you have to direct traffic. And that's where the play broke down.
Rowan with a 2-ball, no strike count. Whiteside on deck. Spins a slider for a strike. He got the high strike on the outside.
Well, guys just aren't used to those high strikes being called, but that's Marty Foster's reputation. He will call the belts. Not many umpires do that. But, I mean, if an umpire causes a pitcher to elevate, I mean, you're going to see more offense, usually. The higher the strike zone, the more it's going to favor a hitter.
A bloop. That's falling. That's going to be in there. Uribe could not tell, so he got no jump at all.
And you're not going to challenge Brad Hopp. He's got one of the best arms in the league in right field. I mean, he might with 2 outs and a pitcher coming up, but with nobody out and a catcher coming up who already has 1 hit against Jimenez, you're not going to dare risk it. Not against Hopp. He just has too strong an arm.
And Jimenez, still a young guy. You think he was a little rattled by the fact that nobody caught that pop-up? Cost him a double?
Well, that's exactly why Bob Apodaca, the pitch coach, coming out there. He's going to try and calm him down. He senses a little frustration. You cannot let your mind stay on that broken play. There's a pop-up that got dropped. There's a good hustle play from Uribe. He gets on second base. That's a double. Well, you cannot linger on that play if you're the pitcher. You have to let your anger completely leave your body. You have to concentrate on the pitch. And that really is the only thing you have full control of, is that one pitch. But if your mind is still thinking about a pop-up that should have been caught, you're going to mess that pitch up. And that, I would guarantee, is the message that Bob Apodaca just walked out there on the mound to give.
This is Eli Whiteside, who hit a single his first time. For the 3rd time in the first 4 innings of this game, the Giants have 2 men on and nobody out. And unfortunately for the Giants, they're still looking for their first run. Rockies will give away a run to get the double play ball here. It's a good slider on the outside for strike 1. Jim Lincecum is on deck. So with the pitcher up next, Whiteside becomes a key man in this budding rally for the Giants. He's got to figure out a way to get Uribe home from third. Helton on the bag with Rowan at first. In the dirt. Nice save there by Iannetta. That one had spectacular movement, and Iannetta, although he had the glove sort of in an awkward position, was able to stop it.
Well, with a runner at third base, it's stop it any way you can. And that sinker just completely bottomed out. You saw him just sort of twist the glove around. Now, ideally, you don't train a guy, but at that velocity, when the guy's throwing 98-mile-an-hour sink, you just do whatever you can to prevent that run from scoring a third. You can't follow the guy's technique at that velocity.
Whiteside backs away. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to him.
It's a much easier play technique-wise when the coach is throwing your 50-mile-an-hour balls in the dirt. When the guy out there has stuff like Ubaldo Jimenez, if you catch it, you've done well.
And the curve is popped up. Here is Helton, but it's on the roof of the dugout. If it was catchable, Helton would have caught it. One of the best in the game with the glove. So now Whiteside behind in the count, 1-2. Jimenez has 2 strikeouts so far, and he's been in trouble in 3 out of the first 4 innings of the game. 2 men on, nobody out, 3 different times. Now it's Uribe at third, Rowan at first. Back to that curveball, high and tight. 2-2. .54 pitches now for Jimenez, working with nobody out here in the 4th.
You know, it doesn't sound like that many throws, but they've been just about all out of the stretch, and that's where it starts to wear a guy down.
Fastball, and he fought it off. 97 miles an hour after seeing 2 slow curveballs. 2-2. This is a big moment, isn't it? The Giants cannot continue to be disappointed with these great opportunities against Jimenez. There's no guarantee they're going to keep getting these kind of chances. The kind of stuff he's got. 2-2 the count. Slider right back to Jimenez. And Uribe stayed put at third base.
Well, again, you know, you talk about arm strength being a weapon. Tulowitzki has one of the better arms in the game. And once that ball went to second base, Tulowitzki got the force. Had Uribe gone down the line, he'd have been out by a bunch. As it is, just having him square his hips to third base, and that was all Uribe wanted to do. Once he squared his hips there, he had no chance to get the back end. So Uribe's good base running prevented the double play. So that's some inside baseball. Very good. Good base running. I mean, you watch Uribe day in, day out. He does a lot of little things like that. He's a good player.
So here's Lincecum. The middle infielders have come in halfway now. Lincecum is not bunting. 0-1 the count. He failed to get a sacrifice bunt down that hurt his cause in the second inning. He had 2 men on and nobody out. Runners at first and second in that scenario, but hit into a force play, and the Giants ended up not scoring in the inning. Now he's trying to drive home that runner from third. The double bluff there. Lincecum, if he's decided to bunt, gave no indication of it right there. The squeeze is a possibility as well. But that's not going to get the runner home. The throw goes down to second. Oh, they called him out. Very, very close. And again, Uribe held on at third. Lincecum has had a hard time with his bunt against Jimenez twice in this one.
Now watch Iannetta come out. Now his play is going right towards second base off the right foot. A ball in the dirt dug out nicely by Tulowitzki. There really wasn't much that Uribe could do.
Excellent call by Fairchild, the umpire at second base. So still runners at first and third. And here is Velez, who has singled and stolen a base and has bounced out to the catcher. That was when he came up, runners at first and second, 1 out in the second. Giants had first and third, nobody out in this inning. Now first and third, 2 down. One ball and no strikes.
Boy, I had a little shaky receiving that ball. Opened him up with the first pitch changeup, and he could do something funky on the way to Iannetta, the catcher. He almost boxed that thing.
Giants need the big hit. And a foul. Back into the second deck. 1 ball, 1 strike to Velez. Velez 2 for 11 before this game in his career against Jimenez. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Jimenez has really had to struggle at the bottom of the Giants lineup.
And they really never did hit a ball better than that, with runners at first and third and nobody out in the entire inning.
Well, be sure to catch the Giants Behind the Cage special before every NBC Bay Area Giants home broadcast. This unique show will take you on the field for batting practice and behind the scenes with in-depth interviews, features, and much, much more. Catch Giants Behind the Cage on Universal Sports, which can be found on Comcast Digital Channel 187 or 11.3.
No scores. We head to the 5th inning. This is one of the few times where it's a 0-0 game. It feels like the Giants are trailing by 3 or 4 runs.
Well, they've had opportunity. They just haven't been able to get the money hit.
This is Ian Stewart. Had a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Stewart struck out to end the 2nd inning. The Giants have had 8 hitters at the plate where a base hit to the outfield would have knocked in a run, and are 0 for 8. Change up away, 2-0. Clint Barmas on deck, and then Jimenez, the pitcher, due up 3rd. 0-0 in the 5th. Giants have 4 hits. They've had a hit batsman. And they received some walks. 7 men on base all told, all 7 stranded. 2-1 to Ian Stewart. You got to be careful with him. He's got lots of power. And the fastball inside and high.
Well, there's danger all up and down the Rockies lineup. As we mentioned, there's 7 guys that have double-digit home run figures. And if you watch their batting practice, it's pretty entertaining. They're up and down. They're launching balls out of here.
Base hit to center field. Rowan had a hard time getting a hold of that one, but Stewart will hold it first. Be sure to tune in to the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area, tonight at 11. And wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30. Would you really consider that morning, 4:30?
That's middle of the night to me. Morning's like 7.
And be sure and get up in the middle of the night for all the traffic and the weather.
Now you're talking.
Well, that was a high curve, and Barmas skies one. Uribe out #1. And that's a 1-pitch out, which does not often happen against this Rockies lineup. The Rockies as a team have seen more pitches than any other team in the National League this year. So they're very patient, and they're a meat grinder for a pitching staff. They will cause a pitcher to have a high pitch count. Maybe get him out of a game an inning earlier than otherwise. That's part of what they do. Here is Jimenez in a bunt situation, although he's a very good hitter. He hit one hard on the ground to first his first time, and he was showing bunt right there as Lincecum made the throw to first.
Well, we saw him work the Butcher Boy play while we were in Colorado. Handles the bat well. As you pointed out, a good hitter. And a guy like that, an athletic hitter like Jimenez, I mean, you can do a lot of things. A pretty good speed with Barmas at first. He could definitely steal a base on you.
Pulled away from that one, called a strike.
Suffice to say that Jim Tracy, the skipper of the Rockies, he's got options. Not just you can't just assume it's going to be a straight bunt with this guy.
A ball and a strike now. Sandoval from third. And of course, they want Sandoval, when running the bases, not to tax himself and run about 50% to avoid aggravating that calf muscle strain. This is a spot where he might have to move quickly if he does drop a bunt down.
That's an excellent point.
Jimenez was showing bunt. Back to first goes Stewart.
If you have a guy with a tender calf like Sandoval has, I mean, you want him to avoid quick starts and quick stops, and that's exactly what this play dictates that he do.
Well, you saw right there, he was showing that bunt and then pulled the bat back and took a rip at it. But he got a soft one from Lincecum, didn't get it.
There's the Butcher Boy. He missed that breaking ball by about a yard.
Is that not good?
Yeah, that's not good.
1-2. He gets the bunt down. That'll move the runner up, Ishikawa, to Uribe. And Stewart over to second with 2 down.
The easiest pitch to bunt is a breaking ball. The reason for it is you have downward break on the pitch, and as the ball is breaking downwards, all you have to do is make contact, and the ball is going to go on the ground. Unless you get under the ball and pop it up, of course, but it's much easier to bunt a breaking ball than it is a high fastball.
Well, Lincecum, who is perhaps the best bunter among all the Giants pitchers, has not gotten a runner over with a bunt in 2 different tries tonight, and both times bunting at a high fastball from Jimenez, as if to illustrate your point. 0-1 to Eric Young Jr. He has struck out, and he hit a single to center his last time. Base hit now could give a run to the Rockies. It's only the second batter of the game to come up for Colorado with a runner in scoring position. Big hook, strike 2.
Well, I got to believe he's going to see another one. Hit a fastball on his first or his second at bat, the base hit you're talking about in the third.
No score in the game. We're in the 5th inning. 2 down. Curveball. He swung at it and is tagged out by Whiteside. That's the inning. Renteria wins. Sandoval coming up for the Giants.
Star Troy Tulowitzki, and for good reason. Tulowitzki grew up in the South Bay, went to Fremont High School in Sunnyvale. His proud father, Ken Tulowitzki, giving us a little tour of the Tulowitzki household in Santa Clara. And we're talking about earlier in the broadcast, Tulowitzki really emblematic of the Rockies. In May, he was batting 200, came into tonight's game with a 347 batting average in August. Guys, back up to you.
And that's Raj Mathai, the sports director at NBC Bay Area. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. We are in San Francisco. Big wild card division showdown series opening tonight. The 2 outstanding pitchers. No score in the game. And a curveball to Renteria for a called strike. And it's quickly 0-2 to Edgar, who has walked and struck out. Randy Witt on deck. And another sharp breaker. That's in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers lost in Cincinnati 4-2. Of course, the Rockies more than the Giants at this point, with their eyes on the Dodgers. Not that the Giants have conceded anything in the division race, but they really are not a player in the division until they can get past Colorado into second place.
Well, this is the first of 6 games remaining on the season between the Rockies and the Giants. They will have their opportunities.
And they do not have another series in Denver. And if you saw any of those games over the weekend in Colorado, and I haven't met anybody all week who hasn't seen those games, especially the Monday game. Seems like everybody in town has been talking about it. He struck him out with that hard sinking fastball. One away.
Just the third strikeout for Jimenez. Here's the payoff pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Watch the movement. I mean, by the time it gets up there, it's sinking so hard it looks like a left-handed slider. This guy's got incredible stuff.
So now Randy Wynn. And so far, Wynn, who is probably the most uncontroversial of all the Giants, involved in a very controversial play in the first inning. Curveball too high. The Giants got the first 2 base runners of the game on base against Jimenez with Sandoval up next. Wynn came up and he dropped down a bunt and was thrown out. The runners advanced, but it took the bat out of the hands of Sandoval. Wow, changeup, beauty. Well, like a Lincecum changeup right there.
Dwayne Kuiper came over to our booth from the radio booth between innings. As you see, a good changeup swing through. And Kuiper agreed with you that Randy Wynn's bunt in the first inning was a decision he made on his own.
And I think if we're right about it, I think his decision was not to try to bunt for a sacrifice. I think he thought he could beat out a bunt. But I agree with Kuiper that I don't think Bruce Bochy had anything to do with it. Was not happy to see it. 2-1 the count. Curveball in for a strike. I guess if you're going to bunt in that spot, you better beat it out. And you take the bat out of the big hitter's hands. The Giants, that was a big play, but the Giants have had 8 at-bats with runners in scoring position tonight. And Randy Wynn is down on strikes. And Randy Wynn, Giants keep waiting for that hot streak to happen. He's been a very streaky hitter, but it's not happening.
Payoff pitch again, the fastball. Jimenez is sort of setting up the fastball as his payoff pitch in the 2 strike counts. He struck out Renteria with it, and here he gets Wynn. Similar situation. Kind of pitching backwards, getting ahead with off-speed stuff and finishing off guys with hard stuff.
So 2 down, and here is Sandoval. Well, it was Sandoval who started with hard stuff.
Panda was just up there looking for a fastball. He was going to have at it. And he did not lack for bat speed in that first pitch.
Slow curveball, very high. Sandoval walked intentionally in the first, and then he hit a curveball right back to Jimenez his next time. Change up. That might have hit the ground if he hadn't first hit it. 1-2. Sandoval playing for the first time since he left that game Monday in Denver. That epic game, the 14th inning game, early with that calf muscle injury. That ball is hit well. Deep left field. It is gone. A home run. One to nothing Giants. The Panda is back and makes his presence felt.
Home run number 20 on the year, and the fans here have been waiting for 5 innings. And with 2 outs and a 2-strike count, he gets a breaking ball and goes the opposite way. Watch the front foot go down, the hands stay back, and that great strength that he has the other way. He gets every bit of this one, and that's our Cache Creek hit of the game. And it lit this place up.
Ishikawa, he gets buzzed by a fastball, high and tight. Sandoval's 20th homer, his 74th run batted in. Only the 10th home run allowed all year by Jimenez. And that is a base hit. That ball got in on him a little bit. He kind of muscled it over the head of the second baseman, Barmes. First hit for Ishikawa. Lincecum now with a lead for the first time tonight as we play the 5th inning. Uribe has grounded out. He also has hit a double.
Yes, he did.
I can't remember. Did it bounce up against the wall? Was it a gapper? Did he hit it high off the wall? Was it almost a homer?
No, it was 12 feet from home plate.
Oh, that's right.
We walked it off between innings.
Change up in the dirt. Nice save there by Ionetta. Big play with 2 down in the inning to keep Ishikawa from getting into scoring position. 1-0. The Giants have the lead. And 2-0. Uribe, remember, hit 2 home runs in the just concluded series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Uribe got 8 home runs for the year. The final game of that homestand just before the Giants took off on that long road trip, he hit a home run to end that game against LA. Chases the high slider. Iannetta, Helton over alongside, and neither one gets there.
That's just a case of a guy not being familiar with his surroundings. I guarantee if he plays here every day as a home player, he catches that ball. Right now, I mean, pop-ups have to be a little bit of an intimidation factor here with Iannetta. Watch him glance away from the ball, then he just never really got in position to give himself a chance to catch it.
2-1 to Uribe.
Sean Dunston talking it over with the Panda.
Here's Barmes to Tulowitzki for the force out on Ishikawa, and the inning is over. But Pablo Sandoval, something to celebrate. The home run to give Lincecum and the Giants the lead. Tim Lincecum now with a 1-0 lead as he goes to work here in the 6th. But big hitters coming up for the Rockies. Seth Smith, Todd Helton, and Troy Tulowitzki. Fastball for a strike. Remember Smith, although he's 0 for 2 tonight, has hit 2 home runs in his career against Lincecum in only 9 at bats. He struck out and grounded out in this one. Change up, high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And one of the home runs that he hit off Lincecum was the deciding blow in the game that Jimenez and Lincecum matched up in Colorado. It was a 7th inning 2-run shot that gave the Rockies a 3-2 lead.
Back to the changeup, strike 2. There is a little bit of a breeze. It's started to blow out toward McCovey Cove now. The flags flying at half staff here after the passing of Senator Edward Kennedy, and that fastball called a ball. 2-2.
Good pitch, but again, we're so used to seeing knee-high locations called. It sets up an inside corner. Movement takes it on the outside corner. A lot of umpires ring this guy up, but Foster's strike zone has been high tonight. More belt-high strikes. Talk about the swing of the bat from Seth Smith. This is it. 7th inning, 1 run on. Giants with a 2-run lead, and that gave the Rockies a 3-2 lead. And they would not give it up. Final score was 4-2, but that was with a big blow.
Changeup pulled foul. Smith hanging tough. 2-2 the count. Todd Helton on deck. 2-2 the count. This is the 7th pitch of the battle. And he fouls that one as well. So this is Colorado doing what it does so well, which is going into deep counts, forcing a pitcher to throw a lot of pitches. This would be the 8th pitch of the battle. There is Tulowitzki in the hole. Helton on deck. Bounces that one foul.
Well,
he's
got a real nice 2-strike approach. You know, he gets a little bit short. He can still take you deep in a 2-strike swing, but he just takes a little swing out. He's the tough guy to strike out. I mean, you're seeing world-class stuff of Lincecum, and he's still managing to get piece after piece.
Now it's a full count. A classic plate appearance here for Smith against a very good pitcher. This will be the 10th pitch of this battle. Change up. That is foul. The hitting instructor for the Rockies used to be their manager. In fact, he was the expansion manager, the first manager of the Colorado Rockies, Don Baylor.
Good baseball man right there. And an extremely good hitting instructor.
Chipper Jones gives him a lot of credit for getting him turned around. That is going to be a foul. Well, this becomes an issue now. Lincecum down thrown 85 pitches. He's averaged 15 pitches an inning, but he's about to throw his 12th pitch in just this one plate appearance to Seth Smith. He's already fouled off 6. 3-2 the count. That is hit sharply and just foul. I don't know what happened to Ishikawa on that ground ball. He didn't even get close to it. JT would have had that one.
The great JT Snow, who's in our booth right now.
Got him a little mention there. Three and two the count. 13th pitch of the battle. Lincecum to Smith. Strike three called.
Boy, that was a test of wills right there. I can't tell you how big an out that was.
The Chevron out of town scoreboard from the American League. The Orioles win of the Yankees. It took 10 innings, but they beat the White Sox 5-2 at Yankee Stadium. Tigers beat the Rays. The Red Sox pulled out a win over the Blue Jays. Twins beat the Rangers. And there is ball one to Todd Helton. The Oakland Athletics are leading down in Anaheim in the top of the 6th inning. Now it's 2-0 to Helton. Mariners lead the Royals up in Seattle.
So rare to see Helton go out of the strike zone and chase. He just never seems to help a pitcher out.
That's at the knees for a strike. 13 pitch battle there from Seth Smith. We're used to seeing this guy do stuff like that. Todd Helton. And that's ball 3. I remember the night Matt Cain made his major league debut. It was against Colorado right here in this ballpark. Long about the 5th inning or so. Cain was kind of breezing along, and Helton gave him a 17 pitch at bat before hitting a deep fly ball to left for an out. That's a foul. 3-2. First pitch at which he has swung in this at bat.
Does not have great numbers at AT&T Park though.
As is the case with almost all of his teammates. Matt Cain due to go here on Sunday afternoon against the Rockies in the finale of the series. 3-2 the count. Curveball, and he walked him.
That's a great take right there. Not many guys can take that pitch.
Lincecum has thrown 19 pitches in the inning to 2 hitters and has only 1 out in the inning. Here comes Tulowitzki. The Giants are ahead 1-0. Tulowitzki has walked and he has grounded into a force play, but twice he has been thrown out trying to steal by Eli Whiteside. Tulowitzki has 16 steals this year, but 0 for 2 tonight. Striking the outside of the knees.
The curveball's been his friend. I just don't think he feels like he can rely on the fastball like he can that breaking ball. Seen him use a lot of get it in situations.
0-2.
And that first pitch curveball for a strike really set up that fastball. I mean, you go soft stuff away, then you pound a guy in the hands. 94-mile-an-hour fastball, perfectly placed right there inside corner.
And that one gets away from Whiteside, and some poor ball blocking by Whiteside that time. So a wild pitch, but that's not really the form you like to see from a catcher trying to knock a ball down.
Sitting in the outside corner, it's a curveball, and really, when you see a guy reach, and it's looking like a shortstop trying to backhand a ball, that's poor technique. That mitt's got to be the other way, where you drop that glove down and your thumb is pointing towards the third base. And I mean, you're right. You can't reach. You have to let that bounced ball come to you.
Sandoval's going to have to hurry in time to get Tulo as Helton goes to third.
Remember, he does not have his normal explosion in his legs. He's been told to go at 50 to 60%. And that play dictated that he had to come in hard. And when he's got to accelerate like that, you kind of hold your breath. He's got a tender calf. He's not playing 100%. But how he manages to blow a bubble and make the play, I don't know.
That's pretty standard for him, too. It's almost like he's not really able to make a good throw if he's not in the middle of blowing a bubble. 2-down runner at third. This is the first time in the game the Rockies have gotten a runner as far as third. Brad Hawpe, the hitter. Change up low. Hawpe has struck out and doubled. 1-0 Giants, and Lincecum has thrown 24 pitches in this sixth inning.
Again, a 1-0 count and a curveball. How many times have we seen it tonight? And get it in counts. It's not been the fastball that he's used to get that strike to even up counts or get him in the strike zone when he absolutely needs to make a pitch. It's been that breaking ball. Oh. Again, you have to make the adjustment when you're watching it from the center field camera. Most umpires, that's strike two, but Marty Foster's strike zone, it's high.
Back to the curve, 2-2 now. Lincecum has passed 100 pitches for the night. Very similar to his game last Sunday in Denver. He was at 101 through 6 innings in that game. Helton, the possible tying run at third. 2 down. Struck him out. It was an ordeal. 28 pitches, but Helton is stranded. The National League out-of-town scoreboard. Cubs beat the Mets today at Wrigley Field. It was Philly winning another one over Atlanta. The Phillies lead the East now by 8. The Reds beat the Dodgers back of Homer Bailey. Padres clobbered the Marlins in Florida. The Brewers, Prince Fielder hit his 36th home run. Cardinals got a walk-off from Albert Pujols in the last of the night to beat the Nats. Here's Aaron Rowan. Right field, back goes Hawk. Plenty of room, one away. And that's the first time Rowan has been retired. He was hit by a pitch in the second and singled in the fourth. Ubaldo Jimenez, who had a 21-pitch fifth inning, now thrown 83 for the game. But he gets a one-pitch out here in the batter, Eli Whiteside.
Now, Whiteside should at least take one strike here. I mean, Lincecum really had to work a lot in the top of the 6th inning, and he may need a little bit of a breather.
28-pitch inning for Lincecum. And there is ball one. And a slider off the outside, ball 2. Lincecum comes out on deck. The Giants last night were able to keep their primary bullpen guys that they would use in a lead late. And they were able to keep them out of that game, although Joe Martinez was knocked out rather early. So everybody's had a couple of days off now for the Giants in terms of the primary late inning relievers. And that's called strike, especially Brian Wilson, who needed a couple of days anyway.
Yeah, he did. Well, the big man in last night's ball game was Bob Howard, who threw 3 innings for the first time this year. He said he didn't remember the last time he ever threw 3 innings.
And that is ball 4. Giants made a move today. They won't need a 5th starter again until a week from tomorrow when they're in Milwaukee. Alex Hinshaw, left-handed reliever, has been called back from Fresno, and Joe Martinez has been optioned to AAA. Giants have a day off on Monday, so everybody will stay in their normal rotation. They won't need a 5th guy again until next Saturday. Lincecum gets the bunt down, and this one works. Helton tags him out over to second, goes Whiteside.
Well, the Giants have a brand new ticket plan. It's called the 660 I'm In ticket plan, and you get the following for only $660. All the Giants games during the September stretch drive towards the playoffs. Postseason ticket rights for seats in 2009 and a $360 deposit towards full season tickets in 2010. Call 415-972-2298 if you're interested, or you can go to sfgiants.com to get your 660 I'm In ticket plan. Are you in?
Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, is out to the mound to talk to Jimenez. I'm sure Apodaca and manager Jim Tracy still have some bad dreams about the last time they saw Eugenio Velez Monday night in the 14th inning when he hit a 2-run triple in the 14th to break a 1-1 tie, which looked like it might be the winning hit of that ball game, although that is not the way it turned out. Then Velez hit a single his first time up tonight on an 0-2 pitch. Since then, he has hit a couple of soft grounders. And now base hit to the outfield could mean a run with Whiteside at second, so this is a big at bat. An RBI opportunity for Velez. An RBI the Giants would love to get, leading 1-0. Renteria out on deck. Change up, ball 1. By the way, it was nice to see, we did see JT Snow, and he brought along with him Bay Area native, longtime Major League pitcher, Scott Erickson. Erickson looks fabulous, just like JT. They both look like they could still play. Came back after that changeup with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball fouled away.
We've been showing Sean Dunston in the Giants dugout. I mean, he looks like he can still play. He's 46 years old. Still not an ounce of fat on him.
A ball and a strike to Velez. Whiteside ready to run from second at the crack of the bat. It cracked. Base hit. Hawk's got a strong arm. He's up with it. The throw. Cut off. Velez dives safely back to first as Whiteside scores. 2-0 Giants.
Well, Roberto Kelly almost had a double hernia screaming to get Eugenio Velez back to first base. Once the ball was cut off, Todd Helton almost got the back end of the play and tagged out Eugenio, but a great at bat. And just not enough on the ball to allow Hop a chance to get a throw to home. And there you see the effort by Tim Flannery to wave Eli Whiteside through. And don't go too far. And this is what we're talking about. And he just avoids the tag of Todd Helton.
And this is a spot where a stolen base would be a very big play. So Jimenez forces him back to the bag for a moment. He did steal second back in the first inning. And Edgar Renteria, who has hit for no power at all this year, other than his home run Sunday against Jimenez. And that is right under the bill of his batting helmet. Rowan was hit by a pitch back in the second inning that was headed right toward his chin.
Now the problem with Jimenez is he's trying to put a little extra on the fastball, trying to pitch him inside. And when you roll that shoulder out and you drag your arm, this is what happens to a fastball. It'll run into a right-handed hitter, and that was a heat seeker. I always thought a good play after a pitch like that is a drag bunt. With Ian Stewart, the third baseman, playing way back, everybody's kind of tingling from the ball that was right up around the head of Renteria.
And Velez back to the bag at first.
You watch Ubaldo Jimenez, when he brings his hand set, we talked about how he sort of rolls into his delivery, never really stops. The only time he stops, he goes to first. And he tips the runner basically when he wants to throw to first.
Well, did not stop. And they go for the lead runner, Stewart, to Varmus at second with a force out on Velez. A run for the Giants. On to the seventh, 2-0 Giants. Jim Lincecum now with a 2-run lead as we start the seventh. Chris Iannetta, the hitter. A little bit high for ball one. Iannetta has walked and flied out to right center. Lincecum could use a quick inning. Not easy to get against the Rockies. They taxed him in the sixth inning, a 28-pitch inning. That is a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Iannetta, Stewart, Varmus, and then the pitcher's spot due up fourth in the inning. And the Rockies bullpen has gone to work in case the pitcher comes up. That ball is hit well, but out into the wrong part of this ballpark if you're a hitter. Easy play for Aaron Rowan right at the entrance to Death Valley. 1 away. The Carl's Jr. game breakdown brought to you by the Teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple. Oh boy. Back at Carl's Jr. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Giants. No runs, 4 hits for the Rockies. Jimenez 6 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Lincecum 6 1/3 now, 7 strikeouts, no runs, and that's a strike to Stewart on the inside, who has struck out and singled. Curveball out of play, off to the left. Strike 2. Joe Beimel, a left-hander, and Matt Daly, a right-hander. The 2 warming up in the Colorado bullpen. Barmes on deck, then the pitcher spot. There's Beimel, number 97, the lefty, and Daly just standing and watching now. That curve, and I think he might have broken his bat on that one.
Sounded like it. That's such a great sound. I want to get a CD that does nothing but play broken bats. That's sweet music to a pitcher's ears.
Although I remember seeing Barry Bonds break his bat and hit one of his milestone home runs, number 400, in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, Florida, of all places, one of the harder places to hit one out in right field.
0-2 the count. And he just gets a piece of it. Stay alive, 0-2. Although, you know, when the Rockies first came into being in 1993, they played at the old Mile High Stadium. And that was home run heaven. And there were several guys who broke their bats and hit home runs there. Strike 3 called to Stewart. Number 8 for Lincecum.
A fastball right down the throat. And boy, as a hitter, you just really shake your head and have a few words with yourself as you head back to the dugout. That's an at-bat you don't forget.
So now Barmes. Strike 1. Well, although I'm sympathetic to Stewart for this reason. When's that one a strike and when's it called a ball? That pitch right around the knees. One hop right to Sandoval, hit sharply, and the inning is over. And that was a quick inning. 10 pitches and out for Lincecum. Win, then Sandoval coming up.
Used to like to take Bart to the Oakland Coliseum. Houston said before the game, I wanted to take Bart to AT&T Park, but I opted for the $6 cab ride. And guys, it's been a great trade for Houston Street and the Rockies. He was part of that Matt Holliday trade in the offseason.
Strike 1 to Randy Wynn. Well, you could argue about closers who've been as good as Houston Street this year, but you can't argue that anybody's been better than Street. He's only had 1 blown save, and he has been a godsend to Jim Tracy's Rockies. 33 saves out of 34 chances. He wasn't even the closer when the season began. They weren't sure themselves what they were getting in that deal when they got him. They also got Carlos Gonzalez from Oakland, and he's now injured, but he had been sensational. Randy Wynn. That ball is a fair ball. What a play by Helton. Jimenez covering. Somebody call a cop. Randy Wynn just got robbed.
Boy, I'll say that is a brilliant defensive play. As Helton was going to his left, it looked like the ball hit the bag and came up on him. But good at bat. No, it did not, but it definitely came high. High to a backhand is the hardest play to make for any infielder. And then once he catches the ball, it just becomes a foot race between Jimenez and Randy Wynn. And a perfect throw, and Randy Wynn has a big league hang with him.
Now, high to the backhand is a tough play. How about low from the back to make a throw?
Yeah, well, looks like he's done that before.
Man, he's good. So Randy Wynn clobbered one and still came up empty. Here is Sandoval. A mighty cut, and the earth shook. I think they registered that one down at the at Caltech.
3.2.
Little Richter scale action there in that swing. 0-1. High and tight. Hello. Now Sandoval hit a home run the last time on a breaking ball. He took a hellacious cut on that first fastball, and then the next one moves him off the plate. Popped up.
Wow.
Ian Stewart. And that is out number 2.
He just missed it.
Jimenez now at 100 pitches for the game. Lincecum at 112. Giants bullpen stays quiet. There's no question about Lincecum coming out for the 8th. Rockies will have the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the order due up. Lincecum 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits allowed, no runs. Giants ahead 2-0. Ishikawa, a curveball for a strike. Jimenez throwing his final pitches tonight almost surely right now, as they will without doubt hit for him in the 8th. Curveball. There is Barmas, and that is the inning. That is the easiest inning of the night for Jimenez. 9 pitches. Let's get back to the hill. Tim Lincecum with a 2-0 lead faces the pinch hitter Ryan Spilborghs and throws ball 1. For the first time, the Giants bullpen has some action. Top of the order to follow. Eric Young, a switch hitter, and then Seth Smith, a lefty. And back out of play. Spilborghs has 8 home runs, 45 batted in. Something that he did over the weekend kind of somewhere is stuck in the recesses of my memory.
Well,
curveball. There is Velez. Nice play, sinking liner.
It was Spilborghs that had the grand slam walk-off on Monday night.
Oh, that's it.
I was trying to forget that, John.
He came up there and I kept thinking, I've heard that name somewhere before.
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy.
Dwayne Kuiper had one of the great calls, I thought.
Yeah.
He said something to the effect of, this is not good, folks.
Uh-oh.
This is going to be... Somewhere was folks in there.
That was the key
This
word.
is not good, folks. The curveball, ball one to Eric Young with Smith on deck. And then when it left the yard, he, I think, reflected the thought of everybody in the Bay Area watching, every Giant fan anyway. Unbelievable.
Well, it was definitely the most quiet bus and the most quiet airplane and the most quiet clubhouse I'd ever seen.
And that curveball is too long. 2-1.
Just a remarkable comeback the next day. Bruce Bochy got his troops back in the fun mode, and they took a light heart out in the next game and played well and won.
Bochy, it was almost as if he was offering a challenge to his club. He said before that game on Tuesday night, he said, you know, I'm just as interested as anybody else to see how they respond after such a brutal loss last night. And they responded in a very good way. Did he swing? The appeal? No.
Wow.
Mike Winters said no.
I think two guys missed that one. Marty Foster, the plate umpire, the third base umpire, Mike Winters. That was more than a check swing. I thought that was a swing.
Right back to Lincecum. Fastball. Got him. And he needed to get it over there in a hurry because Young was on the move. He was sprinting. He had some, it's like that Usain Bolt thing going on right there.
He's got good speed, but it's tough to outrun a speedy bullet. And I think that was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that Lincecum just threw over to Ishikawa. If you're first baseman and Lincecum's out there in a comebacker, you better be ready to go because he is going to bring some flame.
Ishikawa's checking his glove over there, maybe to make sure it's all still in one piece. Two down. Here is Seth Smith. Change up. Ball one.
I mean, the thing is, you better throw a strike to a first baseman if you're going to throw it that hard because you're not giving him a lot of ability to adjust should the throw go wide or high or low.
Jeremy Affeldt up in the bullpen. And it's a ball and a strike. Smith tonight, the man who hit the home run against Lincecum on Sunday. There's Affeldt. Smith tonight has struck out, grounded to third, and struck out looking. Inside. Pitch number 124 for Lincecum. Two to nothing. The Giants out in front. Two down, nobody on here in the eighth. Helton would be next. Back to the screen. 2-2.
Smith was right on it. They're on their feet. They love this little guy out there in the hill. And why not?
And it goes on. The curve in the dirt. Full count now. And a walk is the last thing that he wants to see happen here, which would make Helton the possible tying run. Anyone might have gotten a piece of Eli Whiteside, the Giants catcher, the plate umpire, Marty Foster. Plate umpires and catchers are kindred spirits, and we've given them a little extra time.
Yeah, you got rung up.
3-2 the count. Uribe sets himself. Out! Inning over. Lincecum has retired 8 in a row. 2-0 Giants.
$5 and you get $25 of gas from Chevron. So why not take that staycation and stick around? For details, go to sfgiants.com and click tickets.
This has been the house of thrills so far tonight. The Giants in a big ball game. Out in front, 2-0, last of the 8th. And as Brian Wilson starts to warm up in the Giants bullpen, Matt Daly takes the mound for the Rockies in relief of Ubaldo Jimenez. And Uribe leads off. A swinging strike, and it's 0-1. Uribe has grounded a short. He's hit a double. I can't remember that double was. Did he get robbed of a home run? It just got knocked back in the ballpark.
It was close.
Did it bounce over the wall in right center? Otherwise, it would have been a triple.
Well, he missed a home run to straightaway center field by 390 feet. That's the best way to put it.
1 ball, 1 strike. That ball's into right center field. That ball is into the gap. This is going to be an extra base hit, maybe more than a double. Yes. Young can't handle it. And he throws way wide of the bag, a triple for Uribe.
Well, you talk about a testimony of how strong this guy is. They set him in the outside corner, and this ball comes right up out over the plate, and he inside outs it and drives it right through Triple's alley, a one-hopper off the wall. And Eric Young has a problem picking it up. Now, I'm going to assume they're going to give him a 3-bagger on that.
But he never slowed up. He never stopped. Now the infield comes in halfway for Rowan. Slider for a strike.
With Daly, it's pretty much sinker slider. And there you see the infield coming in to defend against Rowan.
Well, the right side is in closer than the left side with the right-handed hitter up there. Wow. Daly wanted to go after the runner Uribe, and then ended up just making the tag on Rowan.
Well, if it's a situation where you're going on contact, he probably scores on that. But with nobody out, I mean, you're not going to take that chance. But you talk about getting in a guy's kitchen. Daly ran that fastball right in on the hands of Rowan, and I think he hit that ball about 4 inches above the thumbs. That could not have felt good. Maybe Eli Whiteside fan club is here.
Whiteside has singled, hit into a force play, and walked and scored a run. Infield in with 1 out. And off the inside for ball 1. That contact play. Now Bruce Bochy's got, there are variations of the contact play. The idea of the contact play is you run on a ground ball. But one of the variations is you don't run if it becomes the easiest play. They got the squeeze on, and that could be a double play. It is. The squeeze play was on, and Whiteside, all he's got to do is bunt it on the ground, bunted it in the air. On to the ninth. And there is Brian Wilson, center stage now, trying to protect a 2-run lead for Tim Lincecum and the Giants in this huge game 1, with the Giants 3 games back of the Rockies in the wild card division. And Wilson to face the big hitters, Helton, Tulowitzki, and Hop. Ball 1. Tim Lincecum, 8 shutout innings with a season's high 127 pitches thrown. 8 strikeouts. Ball 2. And Wilson, who had that valiant effort, 2 2/3 innings on Monday in that long game in Denver, inheriting a problem spot and in trouble the whole way. 41 pitches under duress, and a fastball for a strike. And then he came back the next night, told his skipper that, says, I know you've scratched me, but I'm ready to go. And they did bring him in, and for 15 pitches or so on Tuesday, he was strong, and then it caught up to him. 2-2 now to Helton.
Well, you've got to have the heart of a competitor to do the job that he does, and you can say that about any closer. You have to want the ball, number one, and you can want yourself. You can want that ball a little bit too much, and that's where the manager, the pitching coach, have to kind of calm a guy down.
3-2.
Every great closer the Giants have had all had that great mentality of, I've got this uniform on, I'm good to go. And they don't care if they pitch 9 days in a row, they just don't care. Hard to shut that off.
That's a base hit. And so Troy Tulowitzki comes up as the possible tying run. Rockies get their leadoff man aboard for the 4th time tonight, 3 times against Lincecum. But against Lincecum in his 8 innings, they got a runner as far as 3rd only 1 time.
Boy, how many times has Todd Helton haunted the Giants over the years? Amazing. 3-2 count, whack, base hit.
Helton is now 3 for 6 lifetime against Wilson, plus 5 walks. Here's Tulowitzki. 1 ball and no strikes. He tried that slider. Tulo is the home run leader for the Rockies, 23.
And remember, there haven't been that many knee-high strikes called by Marty Foster, the plate umpire. He forces the pitcher to raise that ball up a little bit because the strike zone's high.
They got the low strike there.
No, I'll take it. I mean, that's where Brian Wilson wants to live. He wants to live down around the knees. If you can establish the knee-high strike, it makes his fastball look faster in the eye of the hitter. Keeps it down there. In essence, they're seeing a quarter of the ball. As he elevates it up, they see more of the ball.
Two and one. That one down around the ankles. 2 balls, 1 strike to Tulowitzki. 2-0. The Giants are leading.
Giants are not holding Todd Helton on at first base. They're basically telling Brian Wilson, do not even worry about the guy at first. The concentration is to the guy in the box.
Blew a fastball by him at 98 miles an hour.
And you could tell what Tulowitzki was swinging for. He was swinging for a tie ball game. Elevate, this is the pitch up he's looking for. And his hands unhinge at the top of the swing.
Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Another power hitter, a left-handed hitter, Brad Hawpe, is on deck. Struck him out. Blew him away. Strike 2, strike 3. No contact.
Exactly where he wanted to locate that pitch. And I agree with you, young lady. Grab some pine meat. Look at the location right through the glove of Eli Whiteside, and a swing through Sia and a big first out. Just a 98-mile-an-hour country hardball, and he just blew down a good fastball hitter.
Here's Hawpe. Swing and a miss. Hawpe has struck out into a double play, doubled into the right field corner, and struck out swinging. Helton at first, 1 out in the 9th. 4 pitches in a row. Swinging strikes from 2 of the Rockies' very best hitters. And the crowd with 2 strikes now to its feet in support of Brian Wilson. The middle infield pulled in a bit, double play deck. 0-2. That one deep left center. Rowan squares up, out number 2.
Wow. You look at the flags in right center and they're blowing straight down. There is no wind. This place is as small as it has played all year. Balls will carry. And off the crack of the bat, everybody in this ballpark was holding their breath.
Two down, and here is Iannetta. Iannetta has never been retired by Wilson. He's only faced him 3 times. He's got a single and 2 walks against him. And Iannetta has power as well. Just about all the Rockies can hit one out of the yard. 2-0 Giants, 9th inning, 2 down. Helton at first. Strike at the knees.
97-mile-an-hour knee-high heater inside corner just to introduce himself.
The hard slider down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ian Stewart, a left-handed hitter with power, on deck. 2 down, 9th inning. He laid off the high fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Giants with single runs in the 5th and 6th innings. Sandoval's homer, the first run. Velez had a clutch 2-out RBI single in the 6th. They had a lot of other chances to score, but those are the only 2 they got. Lincecum made it work for 8 innings. Now Wilson trying to put it in the bag. With 2 down in the 9th. And behind in the count now, 2-1 with a powerful Ionetta. Another swing and a miss.
2 strikes in this at bat have been absolutely perfect. The first one, a challenge fastball on the inside corner at the knees, and then here on the 2-1, he goes right to the outside corner, again knee-high paint, and you're talking high velocity with that location.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. He struck him out. And the Giants take game 1 in this big showdown and are back to within 2 games of the wild card in the National League. And Tim Lincecum here at home